Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on tonight's episode, we are going to be playing my Dark Elf Necromancer. Now, we just got done with Befallen. It was a learning experience. I actually liked Befallen with the Necromancer. I do have law spells for the undead, and ideally, that would be kind of cool to be able to experiment with that. So I'm going to have to go back into my knowledge base and see if I can think of any zones that have undead in them in the next few levels range. Now that I'm level 13, almost 14 actually. I didn't quite get my level in there. I was kind of hoping to do that before I moved on to the next zone, but it's just too busy in there. I mean, I am playing early on in the day, so yeah, I mean, a maid showed up and pretty much just kind of took the camp. Normally I'd be like, hey, I got the camp here, it's mine or whatever, but I wasn't really set on that spot. Wasn't sure if I was going to stay for very long, and they're low level, so I was like, whatever, you guys can have it. I'll move on to the next one, which is going to be Oasis for now. I do kind of want to check out Upper Guck, just because I think that could be kind of cool, the solo in there. The only downside that I can see to that is I don't have a law spell for normal mobs, and I don't have a mez spell yet. I do know that necromancers get a pretty decent mez spell at some level here in the future, which I'm hoping I don't have access to because I did see it on the spell list. So I did double check that one. But yeah, I want to use that spell in Upper Guck to try to split some of the mobs in certain rooms and then find like a nice pattern that I can kind of go back through a set of like 2 or 3 rooms together and just get more and more experience that way. I'm not going to push it too much. I know in a group you usually get 2 to 3 rooms. Maybe as a necromancer you get 1, maybe 1.5, maybe like a roamer down the hallway or something you can pull every once in a while, but not normally probably a big swath of an area unless you're just a little too high for that area and you're fighting a very low level like light blues kind of thing. Now I am showing you the run over to Oasis. Most of you guys will know the route already, but if you're coming back to the game after being gone for a little bit of time, I wanted to kind of show you how to get around a little bit, especially as a dark elf. It can kind of be a little rough, but more than that, I like the ambience of this game. I like seeing the journey. I know a lot of people will take teleports, and as I got higher and higher level with my mains, that is the way I get around nowadays. Like if I'm going to Seb, I just go straight to Seb. If I'm going to, Howling Stones, I get a port as close there as possible. But with this guy, because he is low level, I wanted to kind of journey across Norath, across Butcher Block and Gfei and Tox and all those crazy places, and show you the trip of getting there as well as what I do when I finally get there. So I think we're gonna spend a little bit of time in Oasis. I know it's a little bit of a cheat and wasn't really planning on doing that, but like I said, it's pretty busy. There's not a lot of options right now, and the options, I guess maybe there's probably a lot of options. I just don't know what they are as a solo person. So I'm learning that, and until I do figure out more options, I'm gonna have to go to kind of some of my tried and true zones, and Oasis is one of them. And there's pretty good experience. There's no experience modifier, but it is a open zone. So I will be able to use my snare and fear, which is another aspect to this character that I have not really played around with yet. So that's going to be kind of interesting, because if I can snare it and fear it, I don't think I really need to use any other dots. I think I can just let my pet beat on it until, it's dead and I get the experience off of it, and then start all over again. I could be meting up the whole fight and pretty much stay full mana the whole time. Now, I don't know if that is really what necromancers go for. I know as a cleric you want close to full mana, because if things go bad, you got to have that reserve. I think necromancers are fine being at like 20 or 30% mana, because they regenerate their mana so fast at higher levels, and their dots do so much damage, like they don't really need to cast very many of them. So I think I have to get out of the mindset that I have with most of my other characters to play this guy. And that's, I think, what we're going to be trying to do in Oasis, is kind of break that mindset and experiment with the snare and fear aspect of this. But those of you who know necromancers very well probably know the answers to all of these questions. and you're probably going to be aggravated watching me kind of blunder through this, or maybe you'll just giggle to yourself, like, what it was like when you first started Necromancer and how you didn't really know how the mechanics of that worked, especially when you didn't know how like the mechanics of the game work. At least I have that to kind of fall back on. Like, I know how the crocodiles respawn. I know how, the crypt mummies and madmen will aggro on you. So if I see them in the distance and I'm, fearing a mob, or I think about maybe I should fear this mob, I can hold off for a few seconds because I know those will add on, and that's not what my intentions are. So maybe you guys had it even rougher trying to figure that out as well as your class. So I'm hoping to have a little bit easier of a time, but it is very, very difficult to break a mindset once you have it. Once you play a character for so long, especially since once I started playing my cleric, I tended to play other classes that were very similar to the cleric, and they were healers in their own right, and just kind of sat in the back and did things to support the group rather than lead the group, like a warrior and a puller. Pullers for sure. Pullers are the heart and soul of any great group, because without a good puller, the group just fails. And that was my first class. So solo, yeah, it's a shock to my system. So we're gonna get there, but give me a little bit of time, and we're gonna run through. I do love the thunder in some of these zones. I know the one place you guys absolutely kind of hate the thunder is a lava storm. It's not actually thunder. It's the explosions from like the lava pits or whatever. But it's really loud and it comes out of the blue. But I've always been a fan of rain and the kind of thunder or any kind of weather effects like snow and wind. Really kind of I don't know, it does it for me. So it is raining over here today. It doesn't always rain in this zone, but it is raining today. We're going to run through the safer part. Yeah, once you're a little higher level, you can take a straight right and follow this wall. And especially if you're going to like Upper Guck or to Fear or something along those lines, that's a little bit faster and more direct route. But if you're a little bit lower level and you're worried that like the Dervs or some of the spiders and carapace out here might jump you, especially like those little wolves and stuff, then staying over here on the path in the green area is fairly safe. You'll see a few mobs are kind of roaming that area right now, but it's fairly safe. I usually stay over here on the desert region, just kind of skirting the grassland. And once you get to the beach area, you just follow the shore all the way into Oasis. Now, if I remember correctly, there are a few NPCs directly ahead of me right on the beach. I don't think I really ever had to worry about them too often, unless you're just like on an auto run and you're not paying attention to what you do. But I believe those guys are kill on sight to dark elves and ogres and trolls and things of that sort. So if you're playing an evil race, anytime you see buildings, you need to be very, very cautious and give them a wide berth. Sometimes the range on these NPCs are enormous. Like before you can see them, they see you. There's one NPC in the commons that is definitely like that, and just running by his hut within like, I don't know, a football field length of the hut, he comes barreling out of the wall. He doesn't even use the door. He's like the guy in the Kool-Aid commercial that busts through. He's like, oh no. And yeah, he wants to watch you. He just kills you so quickly. And I know at a higher level with my Shadow Knight, I went back to kill that guy again and again and again. Every time I was in the zone, I would go back and kill that guy because it was revenge. Revenge for all of those times that he kicked my butt. Now, there might be a few mobs out here. Oh, I did switch it to other over here, so that might be my conning tab, and that's not what I want. I like my conning over here, so let's put that back. I was trying to figure out how to put the spells, the stupid ticks over there. I know I've done it on one of my characters. I don't know how to get it over there right now, though. We'll play around with that in between videos. Definitely don't want cons going over there. I'm not used to that. But, yeah, I mean, there are a few mobs in here. The Dervish Cutthroat camp was a really good camp. I don't know if I could split it with the Necromancer. I think I would have to be very, very careful. In fact, maybe I could. Maybe if I could kill one mob, because it's right there on the zone line, I could kill the mob very, very quickly with a whole bunch of dots. Almost like a wizard would, but just, dot-wise. And then zone it. And hopefully my pet would be able to take those hits during that fight. And then there'd be one less mob on that camp. And I'd go through a lot of pets like that, obviously, but in the long run, if you can break that camp and then just hold it, you're set. So the initial cost could be high, but then after that, you might get quite a bit of experience out of it. But I don't know. I don't know if I would do it. It seems very risky. It's very, very risky. I want to keep this guy alive and going strong. Now, to show you guys a little bit of my equipment, I kind of touched on that on the last episode, but not too much. He's geared out really well in some aspects, like his Sorcerer's Bowl and the Dagger of Marduk is pretty good. But then other aspects, he's very non-twinked. You know, cloth wristbands, you know, sleeves that are regular, normal sleeves, damask, which drop off of mobs like over in Befallen. So I could have gotten some better gear there. I think my pants right now are just normal pants. I don't think I have anything special for the gloves either. And I think his boots are just normal boots as well, just regular cloth. And his rings, I believe, are Dervish Cutthroat rings, which absolutely add nothing to his character that he needs. But the spaces were empty. I had the rings, and it's better than keeping them in my backpack. So that is why I have those. Let me go ahead and mim my pet spell. Now, I did go ahead and get a few more kills while I was in that zone of low-level skeletons before I left. I got maybe a handful of bone chips, so I believe I'm back to par, back to the middle ground of where I was before I entered that zone. I'm at least not down anymore. And it looks like there is a Necro pet out there. Now, one of the big questions that I have as a Necro when it comes to the pet is, well, he's really big, actually. That's pretty nice. Is it better to give him a one-hander or a two-hander? Like, right now, I'm just giving him basically what I have, and I have a two-hander right there. I do have a one-handed dagger. I believe the pets will switch to whatever weapon is better for them, so if you give them a one-hander and it's better than the two-hander, they should switch over, but that's hard to do, getting a one-hander that's better than a two-hander. So the zombie is green. That came in as dead. Oh, deep water is probably way outside my range. Yeah, red. I do wish they were ready to attack, though. Like, this whole area would be a nightmare. Nobody would come across with the beach area if all these mobs were truly ready to attack. Oh, there we go. We got a came in right there. And he is even. So I should be well within my range. Let's go ahead and pull him with a Disease Cloud. We'll have our pet go in, taunt it off, give him a second to kind of get aggro. Wow, he's hitting hard. There we go. Now he has aggro. Do have to pay attention, though, because there are some pitfalls over here. A giant who roams the area from time to time. That spell was interrupted. Disease Cloud is off, so we need to get some spells on this guy. Let's go ahead and toss a heal onto my pet, because we're just not attacking fast enough. Let's do Heat Blood. So now we got 2 on him. 3, actually. Let's do another heal. Wow, he might not survive. This dude is a beast. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do... we already did Heat Blood, didn't we? Well, Heat Blood's on him twice now. We forgot to do Fear. I forgot to Fear the guy. So he's at 25%. I don't want to zone it. He has a lot of... Oh, there's a crit mummy. I don't want to zone it. He is snared. And now he's stuck in place. There you go. It's a good little dude. Let's see how much experience we get. Wow, almost a bubble off of that. Jeez. Okay, so those are going to be rough. You do them wrong. I need to get my Fear on. I used a fair bit of mana. I'm at 38%. That was, of course, including the cost of summoning the pet, which I did not recuperate before I went out there to fight. I don't really like this area right here. I want to be a little closer to P1, Pillar 1, or Tower 1, however you want to refer to that icon right there. A little bit closer to that. The giant doesn't normally come over here unless someone drags him over here. So Crocodile is yellow. We got our butts handed on an even, but it is possible. So there is a group over here. Let's go over the hill then. Go over the hill. We'll summon a pet. We'll put down some roots. We could go over to pillar 2 as well. That's a halfway decent spot. These guys are usually killing the higher level mobs, the deep water crocodiles. That's what this group usually is for. So shouldn't be too big of a deal for us to snag a few caimans from time to time, or even maybe one of those scarabs. Yeah, those are blue. That would be good experience. All right, give me another pet that's not gonna suck, because if it's green, it's blue. All right, so just the very first time I summoned a pet, I got very, very unlucky. So let's give it a weapon. Got a little dagger in your hand. You're going to get me my level on for the next kill, hopefully. And we're just going to chill. We're going to get our mana back up. And let me get rid of my pet spell. And we are going to go with Fear. Which is... What's the name of this spell? Let me look at the list real quick. Level 12. Single target fear, spook the dead. So it says single target fear, but it doesn't say only on undead. So we're gonna try spook the dead. Debuff target. No, it does say undead only. Well, that doesn't work. When do I get my fear spell? Do I get one at the next level? So at level 16, I get Feign Death, which will be amazing. I get a new pet spell. Spirit Armor, Hungry Earth, yeah, that roots the target. Bone Walk, Ward Undead, Shadow Step. Fear. Okay, so I get a Fear spell at level 4. What level is the Madman? He's green. So level... you're probably not green. No, you're yellow. Ooh, come back, come back, come back, come back. Alright, there you go. Okay, so let's get my fear spell up. Dark Pact. There we go. Okay, so a low-level fear spell, which means it doesn't use a lot of mana, which is perfect. How much does it use? 4. Wow, that... You know, it's not supposed to use that much, but okay, we'll go with it. 40 mana. And we'll get to listen to the sounds of the waves go by. Now, I am at 40%. If I can get up to about 60 to 70%, I think we're ready for an even fight, if it comes down to it. We used about that much on the last fight, and that was with summoning a pet. So if all things go well, we should be able to do that again with a little bit less. Can I not click on that guy out there in the water? Okay, that's not working. Oh, and he's a deep water, so yeah, that's not going to happen. Come on, fishies. Almost like fishing. We're waiting for the mobs to swim on by. We see them and pull them out. It would be a little bit more interesting of a way to fish, actually, than using a fishing pole, is to have a little spot where they kind of show up and you can see the shadows down there. And if you did pull out a fish, you would have to fight it, almost like Monster Hunter kind of thing. Ah, we got a scarab over here. We can do a scarab. Our pet's full life, ready to go. Let's pull it with a diseased clown. Get that coming in. We'll go with Engulfing Darkness. And then we will try our fear spell as soon as it comes back. Oh yeah, do your thing, my friend. And I'm just going to sit back and watch. Hopefully we won't get no Madman on either side. We got a deep water crocodile coming on that side. And let's watch the beauty of fear kiting. In fact, I'm just going to leave that up so you guys can watch. I keep telling I'm going to do it, but I always close it. So fear did not last very long. Maybe that's the downside, is it's just a very, very short spell. Or it can be a very, very short spell. Haha, yeah, baby, level 14. And there's a Cayman. And he's blue. Alright, we're going with Engulfing Darkness. Come back here, my little precious. And then we're going to go with Fear. And my little pet is going to wreck your face. Come on, do it, do it. Did Fear wear off already? No, it's still going, I think. I think it's on a leash as well, almost as if it's running away from you, because it is fear. It is obviously doing that. But if the mob is low on life and it runs away from you, you can only get so far. So fear wore off again. Very short spell. He's at 50%, so let's go ahead and cast it one more time. And we'll sit back down. I think with the addition of the dot, I'm actually going up in alteration. There's one thing I'm not sure of. I have to look at it on the stats to see what my dots do. It's conjuration, alteration, conjuration. So maybe conjuration might be the constant theme on what I will major in past level 30. Then again, it might not be. But because we are in Oasis, there is an NPC I can sell to, so I can loot these items. Although we have another mob right here, so let's give it a shot. I say give it a shot, but it's almost guaranteed now that we got this snare and fear thing going on. I got very, very little experience off of that mob, though. I think because he did over 51%. Let's try something a little different with this guy. We're gonna put Heat Blood on him. It's going to use a lot more mana, but I should get more than 51% on this kill with the 11 per tick and then the extra 17 from Heat Blood. And it does look like Fear has worn off. He's already at 30. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about another Fear. Come on, Dots, get in there. Get your full mana's worth. Ah, he's already running away. Let's back the pet off. Let the Dot kill it. Which may or may not be a good idea. And we got slightly more experience, maybe? I don't know. That's hard to tell. It's a decent amount, not for sure. Just don't know if it's really worth it. Let's go ahead and loot that. See if there's any caiman meat on this. Now, I don't know if this meat is used in cooking, the gator meat. You get a lot of it, and it's not really worth very much. Oh, you're green now? Well, that could just be a low level. I kind of want to kill it to see if a higher level one spawns in this area, but I kind of don't, because there's a decent number of people in the zone today, 17. Some of them are low level, some of them are high level, and I don't want to take experience away from them. I'd rather them kill it, and they will at some point, so we'll leave it alone. And we're just going to met up and watch the beautiful scenery. I'm kind of digging the Necromancer now. It's growing on me a little bit. That fear kiting. I've heard people using it. I've been told tales of the crazy mobs. Actually, these are a little bit better than Dervish Cutthroat rings. Actually, one of them is a Dervish Cutthroat ring. The other one is a Obsidian ring. 2 intel, 10 mana. I do believe that Necromancers want more stamina and health than mana at a later level, because it interprets the same way, so ideally both if they can swing it. A Deepwater Crocodile. No, thank you. Not yet. Maybe 1-2 more levels, we might be able to swing one of those. I don't mind too much of a challenging fight if we can get that mana in there. Boots, yeah, cloth sandals, cloth pants. A Deepwater Crocodile, wow. That group is letting a lot of Deepwater Crocodiles by. They're usually all over those things. But this is what I was talking about, the difference between Befallen and Oasis. There's no bonus experience for Oasis, but it's pretty nice. It's easy. The mobs basically come to you. I can be fighting one crocodile or alligator and not have to worry about any ads. I also could go over to Spectre Island around level 35, maybe even sooner. I really want to push myself with this guy, so if it is level 35 that you head over there to Spectre Island with a Necromancer, I kind of want to do it at level 32, level 33, and see if you can, like, what's the soonest you can take those guys on. Maybe not the soonest you can kill every single one of them, but the soonest you can... Ooh, we got to back this up. Back it, back it, back it, back it, back it. What are you... I believe that is a Deepwater as well. Yeah, it's Deepwater as well. Don't like having that... Ah, there he goes. He's heading out. Don't like having that guy there too close. Especially if I'm going to do the fear thing. That's pretty much where my guys run to. But it's kind of funny that I'm already learning the path at which these guys take when they go away. They kind of go off in that direction and they turn and kind of go that way, the same way the crocodile is doing. And then it seems like they dance around over there a little bit. They kind of bounce back and forth within the same few feet. And then, I guess, get too low on life that they can't really run. So maybe there's another step that they do a little bit beyond that. I'm keeping my head on a swivel, seeing if anything comes by while I'm med. If I get up to about 80%, we'll go off looking for a mob, rather than sitting here waiting for it. But yeah, it was like 60-70% that we used for an even con, so I want to be at least that in case we run across another even one, which, you know, may not be as likely since we're level 14 now. Or if we get lucky, and you guys are probably getting seasick from me moving around so much, so we're going to keep the camera still for a minute so you guys can get your bearings here. But yeah, oh, a crocodile, blue con. Let's do it. Let's Engulfing Darkness. And we'll do a fear on this guy. And we'll also... well, he's going to interrupt my fear. We'll also do Heat Blood. Because I think with the combination of that and Engulfing Darkness, I do more than 51%. And I really, really want to see if there is a correlation to more experience gain from that. And the Sand Scarab is within my grasp over here, and it is blue, but I already got my hands full. So if we can kill this thing fast enough, we'll jump over to the Sand Scarab. Okay, so the pet is taking damage. I don't think we want to root him or fear him again. I don't think that's necessary. Looks like he's doing fairly well. I want my dots to do the full amount, so let's see. Come on. Yeah, one more tick there. Let's back him off. And it has died. Yeah, no, not horrible. What about... what is this guy? He's at deep water. Oh, and the guy was kind enough to wait for me. I do appreciate that, my friend. I do appreciate that. You were very, very nice. What about that guy, Tarantula? Tarantula is blue as well, so that fear did not take. And I got a Dry Bones, which is going to wreck my face. So we are booking it. Going into first-person view. We're going to run in front of the group over here because I do not want them to die. Hopefully they see the skeleton following me and stay far, far away from it. We are strafing because we need that speed. And, yeah, so there is some concerns with the dry bone skeleton, which basically one-shot at my pet. Did not take very long for that. Oh, that sucks. We did get the... Did we get the experience from the scarab? No, he is still chasing me. He's still chasing me. And I didn't even get the heat blood on him, so he's probably not going to die. And there's the giant. Nice little flux of issues here. And an orc. What in the crap is an orc doing over here? He might kill me, actually. He's taking a little bit of damage off me, that's for sure. Come on, run it. There's a couple more orcs over here. There's some ghouls over here. But I can't really afford to look in that direction while I'm strafing. I'm hoping I reach the zone line soon. Very, very soon, since I just heard that ghoul that I passed. Come on. Woo! Alright, so we made it. First little hurdle of soloing an Oasis. Stupid dry bone skeletons. But because I know where he spawns, maybe we can try pulling off of... No, because we got to stay on the beach if we want to get those guys. Maybe we'll just be further back. We'll be like halfway in the water. If we were a little bit further back in the water, maybe that would not have been an instant ad. So let's sit back, relax, wait for those mobs to go back to their spot, med up a little bit, because about 20% just to cast my pet spell. Which now I need to make another one, and he won't have a weapon. Well, I could go sell to the vendors and see if maybe there is a weapon there. I do have a few odds and ends that I don't need. Can make a little bit of money that way. Okay, so these items I can just go ahead and sell. 50% already. Yeah, life goes up a lot slower than the mana. Come on, get me to about 60 and we'll zone in. I still can't believe we got hit by that dry bones. It's the worst luck. We're doing good too. I was feeling the character was coming along, making progress, and I don't know, something always has to jump in there and kind of crush you a little bit. That's how this game works. Anytime you think you're like the big dog on campus, you finally got a lot of levels, something comes along and just kind of like, nope, by the way, we're going to smack in your face. You're going to feel it, and you're not going to be happy about it. In fact, you may have to have a long corpse run just because there's a griffin in the commons for no reason. He's not there for a quest. He, as far as I know, there's no lore of why there's a high-level griffin in that zone. And why does he move around towards the Orc Camp 1? Or even better yet, why Lord Shen, the bane of anybody who's ever camped that area before, spawns in such a low-level camp. Like, it's just, he sucks. You have to run him to the guards. That's what we used to do in the old days. Now, because there's so many really good people on the server, most of the time all you have to do is, like, Lord Shen's up, anybody want to come kill him, and somebody will not only come by and kill the mob for you, but usually buff up your entire group in the process. So, yeah, some really, really good people out there, but... Oh, man. Okay. Let's get our pet back up. Well, we can fear on just in case we run into something. Give me a good one. Give me a good one. Roll those dice. Okay, so he's not horrible. Let's get fear. We're at 41%. I was using, I think, around 25% magic per fight, because I was letting pretty much the pet do everything, other than the 2 dots and the fear, which don't really seem to take that much. But I'm definitely staying closer to the water. Let's see. Oh, we got a caiman right here. He is within our range. He is very, very close to a lot of mobs, but we're going to give it a shot. Come on, fear, get in there. I guess Engulfing Darkness did not take, and I doubt it's going to take this time because I won't be able to see my target. No, he still has Engulfing Darkness on him. He's just moving really fast. Okay, so I wasted a little bit of mana, but... Let's watch. Let's do Heat Blood now that it's broken. That should finish him off. We'll go ahead and put up our experience bar again so you guys can watch that. Does it look like my pet's taking hits as well? So he might be a little lower level, maybe 1 level lower. He's definitely not hitting as hard without that weapon. But again, that might be a plus. Lets my spells do 51% of the damage. It was a tick, maybe 2% per kill on that. That's really worth it. Here's another one. Alright, let's... Oh, and a ghoul. Reason for being close to the water's edge. Let's do this. And fear. Come on, come on, come on. I guess there is a chance that if you were far enough away, you could get fear off before it even gets that 1 hit. Oh, wow. That was really fast of a fear. And I can't even do Heat Blood. So that's all going to be on you, my friend. I could do another fear. Probably. Yeah, let's do another fear. No, no, no. We're gonna cancel that. We're gonna cancel that. There is a zombie up there who's green. Okay, so he's not an issue. Let's do fear. And he did go the right way. I was afraid he might go over there and we'd still get aggro on a green, but he ended up going right. Actually, if he can stay right here where I'm at, just kind of back and forth, I'd be very much appreciative of his death. Come on, skeleton. Come on. Okay, so his fear is finally broken, and fear is worn off, and so has engulfing darkness. So he's no longer snared anymore. So low on mana. He has a weapon on him. So I'm going to sit my pet down real quick. And if we can kill him before too long... Actually, there's a lot of low-level mobs over here. This is a really bad spot, but... There's a lot of low-level mobs. It's hard to pass this up. If we can kill him, I'll get that weapon. Come on, come on. Just in case I need a little bit of mana to throw in there with him. He's green, but I'm still worried about it. Full life on the pet. Full life on the pet. Maybe 2 more ticks. There we go. 1 more. I'm just waiting for the giant. Like, giant's gonna come over here and just one-shot me. And I haven't bound over here yet. What am I thinking? There's a crypt mummy. Oh, the crypt mummy's blue. Come on, follow? We're going after the crypt mummy. Because we're greedy. We're gonna get ourselves killed. Okay, got a pet. Gonna get a weapon. Looks like he has a one-hander, maybe a two-hander. Still don't have enough for another dot unless I use like the crappy one that only gives me 1. He's gonna go out in the water, huh? Well, that's not a big concern for my pet. I think it is a little bit of a concern if I want to dot him again. I have to be in the water to do so. Okay, so fear has worn off. He's at 62%. My pet's at full. Let me get in the water with these guys. Gets me out of danger. And I can fear him again here in a second if I have to. Yeah, we're going to fear this guy again. I can't see my target. That's what I was worried about. I'm going to need to be fully into the water. There we go. Now I should be able to see this guy. Though I don't know if I really want to fear him anymore. We'll heal. Crypt mummy's at 10. Let's go ahead and kill him. I still can't see my target. That sucks. I forgot that if you're in the water and you use the F9 one, you will mess up your viewfinder thing. How you like them apples, baby? Yeah, pimpage. Let's come over here. Actually, can I sit down in the water? Just met up? I think I can. Let's tell our pet to sit down, too. So we do got a few mobs out here. Let's see. Got a blue caiman. Could be within our grass. Pet's really low on life, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna let that pass on by. Orc warrior is even to us, so we might try Orc highway before too long. Just kind of snag one off of the beaten path. There's a lot of places over there. I don't think I'm medding. Let's move up to make sure. There you go. Now you can sit down for sure. Yeah. Oh man, there is a giant over there, and he's been killed, so we're good. Yeah, there is a lot of places over there in the Orc highway where it seems like there's a good set of 5, 10, 15 mobs that roam. However, there's another couple of places where they seem like they're built into one giant group of mobs that they're still roaming, but they're always there next to one another. So you don't really want to go next to those. That's usually where the camp pulls from when there's a full group. So I think if I'm going to be soloing, I want to be a little bit more off the beaten path and just snagging that one. Because they do have a fairly decent aggro range in that area. And they do social ads. So if you're killing one orc and they see that, they're just like, hey, you can't pick up my friend. Like, I'm going to have to go over there and wipe the floor with you. But I think I'm going to med up to full, guys. I'm actually going to move. Let's tell this guy to follow. I'm going to med up to full over here at Pillar 1. And we'll start the next episode over here, giving this area a shot. I do like the zone line now. I've never really liked that area before, but with this guy, it makes a little bit of sense. You're close to being able to zone if things go bad. You don't have to train anybody. And it does seem like there's an unusual number of low-level mobs right there, kind of paving back and forth, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So I'll join you guys here in a second. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'm AC Gamer. Till next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.